Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching. Oh, yeah. The Political Vigilante making Gotham great again. We talk a lot on this show the importance of unions and unionizing. Union membership a couple years ago was at an all-time low, but actually during the pandemic, people have started to really realize their value. Essential workers. We're seeing the importance of essential workers. If billionaires don't show up to work, everything's fine. Who cares? And we talked about a thing about an essential worker. Like I've said this many times in the show, you can't zoom in the job of driving a truck, unloading a truck, stacking shelves. You can't zoom in healthcare. Like you can do telehealth just diagnostically, but actual hands-on healthcare, you got to do that in person, right? You can't go to, someone, even if, I'm going to have my groceries delivered, someone has to bring those groceries to the warehouse, whatever. You can't do that. One of the industries that has blown up during the pandemic was already doing great anyway, was gaming. Yeah, gaming was already a multi-billion-dollar global industry. Well, when the shutdown happened 2 years ago, everybody was stuck inside. Gaming, the streaming services, all that stuff went way up. So the employees at Activision formulated a union, and this story was submitted by Two Drink Minimum. You too can submit stories if you go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood, and please support our show at Patreon or any of the other ways that are scrolling below, because we've been demonetized for a year now, and I appreciate your support. So thank you for bringing this to our attention, Two Drink Minimum. So after 5 weeks of striking, QA workers have formed the Game Workers Alliance Union. Yeah. These gaming companies are making ridiculous money hand over fist. Oh, and shocking. The rich billionaires don't want to pay their employees real wages. Weird. Well, that's what you got to do. I'm telling you, labor strikes are the key. I'm not opposed to electoral politics. I vote in every election, but to hang all of your hopes on electoral politics, I think is a waste of time. I think you should always vote. There's ballot measures and stuff that can affect your life. You should vote, but this is what's going to do it. Organize a union where you're at. Because let me tell you something, the executives at Activision or any of the other big studios, PlayStation, whatever, if the coders stop writing video games, what are they going to do? How are they going to make their product? Oh, we're just going to stop making new Call of Duties. And I bet you the executives come to the table. Well, that's what happened. After 5 weeks of striking, the QA testers at Raven Software, a subsidiary of Activision Blizzard, have formed one of the first unions in a AAA game publisher. This is big. These are the little wins. And this is, I think not even a little, this is a bigger win. But remember that Starbucks and I think upstate New York that unionized and everyone was talking about it? That's big. This is the kind of stuff. This is what you need to do. Force them. They will not come to the negotiating table if you shame them, if you say that's bad or we're hungry or my kids they don't care. You have to stop their ability to earn money off of your labor. When you do that, then you have the leverage. Look, teachers have gotten in red states before 3-4 years ago. This is 2018, 2019. We saw teachers in red states getting their demands met. Look at all the strikes that have been happening during this pandemic because people are like, wait a minute, I'm working at a food processing plant. Well, if we stop working, this shuts down. I mean, snacks. I mean, we've talked about Kellogg's. We've talked about chips companies. I mean, we've Frito-Lay. That's what people want. We're essential. You want to sit home and play video games and eat chips? Well, you better start paying the people that make that happen. The union, known as Game Workers Alliance, was formed in association with the Communication Workers of America, CWA, a labor union that represents telecommunication and digital media workers. I've seen this happen so many times, and this is the way, if you're like, Graham, what union? I don't even know what union I could form here. There's probably a company or a union out there that's like, oh no, we will include that. Telecom and digital media workers. Well, that's great because telecom, again, these big, massive companies, They will have billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars at telecom, gaming. I mean, Netflix, Hulu. Are you working any of these companies that are showing record profits and you're barely getting by? Back in December, 12 QA workers were laid off, sparking a walkout at the Call of Duty support studio. There you go. They're really laying people off. Is money tight at Activision? Boy, it must be real tight over at Activision to lay people off. By the way, of these 12 people, how many of them were high-level executives? Yeah. Anybody making 7, 8-figure incomes get laid off? Gee, it's weird. Those folks never get laid off. Isn't that weird? The people making 5, 10, 15, $20 million a year, boy, they never get laid off. The person making 36 grand a year, they get laid off. The person who needs that money to pay their kids, they get laid off. Isn't that odd? Isn't that a weird way it shakes out? So they said, okay, all right, we walked. You want your Call of Duty, probably one of the most successful video games ever? No, you don't get it. Shut it down, baby. We've seen this. McDonald's has done this. All these big, do it. And look at what happens. I see the targets around me, $15 an hour, opening salary, all these companies, Chipotle, $17. I mean, there's little fine print caveats, but all of a sudden they're all raising because nobody wants to work for these bullshit companies anymore. Everyone's like, I'll make my own money. I'll figure it out. I'll start a TikTok, a Twitch. I mean, like whatever. I mean, OnlyFans, whatever. I mean, whatever it is you're doing to make money, I'll do a YouTube channel because I don't want to get squeezed out by these corporations. I have to have multiple streams of revenue for this show because YouTube demonetized me a year ago. I did everything. I play by the rules. I do and I put content out there. I help YouTube generate revenue for them, and they take my ability to and watch. If you're watching this on YouTube and there was an ad ahead of it, they make money off that ad. I don't get a penny of that. So skip the ads until they monetize me again. I'm sick of these big tech companies worth billions of dollars sticking it to people, screwing people over. They have taken tens of thousands of dollars out of my pocket. I had to let one of my assistants go because I'm like, and it was a part-time assistant. I'm like, I don't have as much. I can't pay you as much. I'm sorry. And they love the show. I still want to help. I go, you can work and help whenever you want. I'm not going to tell you no, but I feel bad about you working for free. That's what YouTube has done. Cost people jobs. So that's what Activision is doing. Activision Blizzard has also engaged in union busting activities with executives employing workers to consider the consequences of signing union authorization cards. Boy, we've heard Jeff Bezos has done that. Jeff Bezos who busts unions because like who's going to pay for his cock rocket? Some bald jackass weasel to fly around the earth for 4 minutes in a cowboy hat and have employees that he pays to high five him when he gets off his rocket. I'm an astronaut. No, you're not. You didn't go through NASA. You're not an astronaut. You're a rich kid who paid for a rocket. You're not an astronaut. Shut up. You have to earn the right to call yourself an astronaut. But in all fairness, let's not be too hard on Activision Blizzard because maybe they got to bust unions because maybe they're barely getting by. Maybe they're just a small mom and pop company. You know what I mean? Maybe they're just barely keeping the lights on and these employees wanting unions are just costing them a lot of money. I mean, it's not like they just sold their company for $68.7 billion. Oh, wait, weird. Activision Blizzard company sold to Microsoft to acquire the new video game company for $68.7 billion. Oh, so why are you busting unions again? Well, because how can the executives at either of these two filthy companies fly around in private jets? I mean, you expect them to what? Not take a helicopter to the private jet? I mean, what are they supposed to drive in like a limousine or something? Like a goddamn savage? Like a filth. If you don't take a helicopter to your private jet, you're an animal. You're a disgusting gutter person. I mean, let's be honest here. Like, let's like a limousine. I'm going to take a limousine. I mean, I get out, like if the helicopter lands and you take a limousine just across the runway to get to the plane, because you're not going to walk like some sort of savage refugee or something, that you might as well drink your own urine. So I get that, just like a couple hundred yards in a limousine, but a full, in a limo for like a half hour. Oh my God, that sounds horrible. Oh my God, that is disgusting. That's like eating out of a garbage can. It's like eating out of a garbage can. $68.7 billion. But they don't want to pay their employees. This is the largest purchase in Microsoft's history, and with which it will become the third largest game company in the world by revenue, only behind Tencent and Sony. Do not feel bad about going on strike with any big company. Never feel bad. They don't care about you. They're going to write, "We're a family," and put up posters, and your coworkers might be cool with you. Maybe even mid-management is cool with you. But the CEOs, the board of directors, they do not care about you at all. And that's how you have to approach your labor negotiations. It's business. They don't give a shit about you. They're not your friend. They're going to play all these, "Oh, you're bad for the company," or "patriot," or "be a good worker, show up on time." You know, that work ethic thing, that's all capitalist propaganda. You're supposed to work yourself to the bone. You're supposed to work yourself to the bone. You're supposed to work for some company for 30, 40 years. That's a good employee. You ever heard of any CEOs like with physical injuries from sitting around a boardroom jerking each other off over stock prices? Everybody ever hear that? Any workplace deaths at the board of directors? Huh? Maybe a heart attack because they just been eating steak all day. But like these factories and companies that people die from. You ever hear that? Huh? You ever hear that? Weird, isn't it? You're supposed to give literally your life, your body, your soul, your time away from your family, your children, doing traveling, work for this company. And then when you just want fair wages, they go, "Nope." And this is the response, the corporate response after they lost when these guys walked out, went on strike for 5 weeks, and then unionized. I love corporate doublespeak. "While we believe that a direct relationship between the company and its team members delivers the strongest workforce, blah, 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 we deeply respect the rights of all employees under the law to make their own decisions about whether or not to join a union." I put this in red because, that's how they said it. You have the right to join a union or not. I mean, people that join unions, sometimes they, have accidents. They lose their jobs. People that don't join unions are viewed favorably by upper management. That's what that is. Yeah. So general strike, labor strikes, work stoppages, that's the only thing they care about. And it's the same old story. A bunch of rich billionaires want you to work yourself to the bone, blood, sweat, and tears while they cash in on your labor. Always know your value. And they're going to threaten you, or "We can replace you easily. We'll bring scab." You always remember that. They'll always try to do it. Doesn't matter. Major League Baseball's got a lockout. It's always about the money. Stick it to them and get the most money you possibly can. That's the only power you have. Unionize your job and do this. Because they're weasels and they don't care about you. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. Thanks for submitting that 2-drink minimum. Please support our show. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood and go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a PO box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.